Hey friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Extra Gents. It's time for a Lattafa review. Today, it's this bad boy right here. It's Lattafa Confidential Private Gold. So as I've mentioned about 36,000 times now, I recently made some big purchases, lots and lots of fragrances, and I tossed in probably between these three purchases like 8 or 9 different Lattafas, just mainly ones I hadn't heard of to see if they were any good, and also to see what they were clones of. Should I maybe have done a little research beforehand and seen what was supposed to be a clone of what? Yeah, but I didn't, at least not for most of them. And that's where we are here today, because this one was on Joma Shop's website for $15 whole. I think technically it was like $14.99, but I thought, you know, even at that price, if it sucks, then I'm not out that much. And in today's video, we're gonna go over it. So I'm gonna show you the presentation, talk about how it smells a little bit, let you know what I think about it. So let's jump into it and let's check out old Confidential Private Gold. And guys, I don't have a code for you for Joma Shop anymore because they said you use the code too much. I'm getting too much business here. We got to stop that. So yeah, no Joma Shop code, but guess what? Lucky cent code 10Gents, 10Gents, 10% off that website. Save yourself some money off those sweet, sweet niche. And then twistedlily.com, maxaroma.com, Gents10. Same thing, 10% off. Don't you pay full retail. Don't you do that. Don't be a sucker. Save yourself at least a little bit of money. Take yourself out to Fazoli's or McDonald's or something. All right, first off, let's go over this presentation, and it's a doozy. So here we got the box. It has this kind of, what is that, like faux snakeskin in a way kind of pattern. It says Confidential Private Gold on the front, Lattafa Eau de Parfum 100 ml size, Lattafa logo up top, nothing on the sides. On the back, your certificate of authenticity and your ingredients. And then on the bottom, you have your barcode and your batch code. My bottle expires 06/2027. I mean, the box looks fine. Absolutely nothing wrong with that box, especially when you consider how a lot of Middle Eastern clone fragrances look. But here is the bottle, and it is very plain and very cheap looking. It just looks bad. Let's be honest, that looks terrible. So on the front here, it says Confidential Private Gold. It looks like a sticker, but it's not. And then that's pretty much it. On the bottom, there's a sticker. Yeah, there she is. Cap slides pretty snugly into place. You can pick it up easily by the cap without worrying about it going boom. Let's spray it out a couple times, see how that atomizer works. All right, you ready? Okay, let's do it. It's actually not too bad. Some Lattafa fragrances have much better looking bottles than this, and then worse atomizers. And then this one has a decent atomizer and a terrible looking bottle. It just makes no sense, man. Lattafa all over the place. So as I said, this one about $15 US. And if I recall correctly, at the time that I placed the order, it was listed as one of the best sellers on Joma Shop's website, which is why I decided to go for it. I was like, hey, a lot of people are buying this, you know, let's check it out. Yeah. So when I sprayed this on the first time, the first thing that I thought was, that is mega feminine, ultra feminine. And it reminds me of a fragrance that I own and have owned for a while that I'm really not a fan of. And it's Suspiro Erba Pura. Immediately, it reminded me of that sort of very fruity, little powdery sweetness that's like an overload, like a candy fruity sweetness almost. It's peach and raspberry and like a little passion fruit, like a little tropical kind of fruitiness in there as well. And I was like, oh yeah, it's reminding me of Erba Pura, but then even more so, it reminds me of a fragrance that reminds other people or pretty much everybody of Erba Pura. And it makes more sense when you look at the presentation here, and that is Tiziana Terenzi Kirke. It looks like that as far as bottle goes, like a cheaper version of that essentially. And yeah, that's how it smells as well. So it's going to be that type of scent. If you're familiar with Erba Pura or you're familiar with the Terenzi, that's what you're getting here. A very feminine, very sweet, fruity fragrance with a tropical edge to it, like a powdery vanilla underneath everything else. Florals that come in like lily of the valley, heliotrope, those come in pretty early on. They stick around through the mid, they linger into the dry down. This is the type of fragrance that, just being straightforward with you, I will never in a million years wear outside of me getting ready to do this video. It's not something that I want to smell like. Now, I know there are a lot of guys out there who may wear Erba Pura. They may wear Kirke. They may think that those, work really well off their skin. And if so, that's awesome, man. But they don't work for me. So this is not a fragrance that I like smelling. I'm not a fan. That being said, my wife does like it, and she said she'd wear it. So I'm going to give it to her. And if she does ever want to, go for it, then you knock yourself out. She actually liked the way it smelled. Like, I sprayed it on, had her check it out. She was like, oh, that's nice. Really feminine, but nice. So for me, unfortunately, Confidential Private Gold is a big swing and a miss, but it's only $15, so I'm not out all that much. I mean, to be completely fair here, it is a fragrance that is a clone of feminine scents. I mean, they're fragrances that are made really for ladies. So that's not a problem. They should absolutely have all kinds of fragrances made for ladies. I'm just a dunce, and I didn't bother to look it up beforehand and see that that was the case. So that's completely 100% on me. Do I like the way it smells? No. But I also don't like the higher quality, more expensive fragrances in that style that this is emulating. So if I don't like the real deal, I'm probably not gonna like the clone all that much either. Now that's all cool, right? Okay, I'm not a fan, but how good is it as far as the quality here for the price? Well, again, reiterating, $15. That's cheap, man. That's crazy cheap, okay? $15, you're not gonna get much for that price. And yet, this is quite good. Quality-wise, it's really close to what it is a clone of. So in that sense, it's actually really, really well done. It's darn close. It is a really nice alternative for very cheap. And if you are a fan of either of the fragrances that I've mentioned, you will very likely enjoy this a lot. It's actually probably one of the better Lattafa fragrances as far as getting quite close to what they're trying to copy here. It's just, unfortunately, I don't like it. I don't like how it smells. So, on one hand, good job. On the other hand, I hate it. Now let's talk about performance. It is good, quite good. Lasts a long time off my skin. The projection, pretty strong as well. So you're gonna be smelling like a powdery vanilla floral fruity bomb for quite a while. And in terms of seasons, it's kind of hard for me to say. I would say spring, probably summer as well, but I really wouldn't want to go too heavy with this in the summertime because it's gonna be a bit much. Like if I were wearing a bunch of sprays of this in the summertime, I imagine I would be just inviting a headache to come on. But it is so sweet and, again, fruit forward and a little tropical and vanilla and all this stuff. It doesn't come across like a fall time fragrance or a wintertime fragrance. So it's one of those deals where it's like, well, when do you wear it? So I guess spring and summer, and an honorable mention to fall. Definitely more a daytime fragrance than an evening fragrance for me personally, but I could definitely see ladies wearing this on a date. So this one is a hit and a miss. A miss only for me personally because, as I've mentioned, not my style, but then a hit because it has very good performance. The quality is quite nice. It's close to what it's trying to emulate, and it's insanely inexpensive, like absurdly cheap. Oh, I guess a con for the bottle too, ugly. So if you're looking for an Erba Pura or a Kirke clone, check this out. It should serve you very well, but if you don't like those scents or quite feminine leaning scents in general, stay away. All right, guys, that will do it for me. Confidential Private Gold. I'll link it in the description in case you do want to check that one out. Thank you for hanging with me here today, and I will see you again another day with another video. See you guys later.